A Brazilian judge recently made headlines with a significant ruling concerning Adele's 2015 hit song Million Years Ago, ordering the track to be removed from streaming services worldwide. This dramatic decision stems from a plagiarism lawsuit filed by Brazilian composer Toninho Geraes, who alleges that Adele's song borrows heavily from his samba classic Mulheres, Women, originally recorded by the famous Brazilian singer Martinho da Vila in 1995. The legal dispute centers on a claim that the two songs share striking similarities in their melodies, which Geraes argues were copied without permission. According to the lawsuit, an expert analysis of the two tracks highlights an undeniable symmetry, suggesting that Million Years Ago may have been plagiarized. This claim has been taken seriously by Brazilian authorities, culminating in an injunction issued by Judge Victor Torres of Rio de Janeiro's 6th Commercial Court on December 13, 2024. The ruling threatens to impose heavy financial penalties on the Brazilian subsidiaries of Sony and Universal, Adele's record labels, if they fail to comply with the decision. At the heart of this case is the protection of Brazilian music and intellectual property. Geraes' lawyer, Fredimio Trota, expressed great satisfaction with the decision, describing it as a landmark moment for Brazilian music. Trota emphasized that Brazilian music has often been used as a source of international success without adequate recognition or compensation. The lawyer's comments reflect a long-standing concern within the Brazilian music industry that its cultural contributions are often exploited by global artists without fair credit or payment. The lawsuit has drawn significant attention not only in Brazil but internationally, especially because Adele's Million Years Ago was a commercial success. The song was part of her hugely successful album 25, which topped charts across the globe and earned critical acclaim. With over 223 million streams on Spotify alone, the track has proven to be one of Adele's most popular songs. This widespread success, combined with the ongoing legal case, has sparked debates about the ethics of musical influences, intellectual property rights, and the protection of cultural heritage. The decision to remove Adele's song from streaming platforms has far-reaching implications for the music industry, especially for global streaming services like Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube. Once the ruling is officially communicated, these platforms will be required to take down Million Years Ago from their catalogs. However, the timing for this removal has not yet been set, leaving both parties in limbo as the case continues to unfold. The potential global impact of this ruling is substantial, given the prominence of Adele's music and the extensive reach of streaming platforms. The case is still in its early stages, and the legal battle is expected to continue for some time. The ruling by Judge Torres is merely the first step in what promises to be a prolonged legal process. In the meantime, Geraes' legal team is preparing to ensure that the ruling is enforced across various media platforms worldwide. This includes notifying radio stations, TV broadcasters, and other streaming services about the court's decision, and pressing them to comply with the injunction. This legal action has added a new chapter to a long-standing controversy over musical plagiarism and the protection of cultural works. The case is not only significant for its immediate implications for Adele and her record labels, but also for the broader issues of intellectual property rights in the global music industry. As music becomes increasingly digital and globally accessible, questions surrounding the ownership of musical ideas and the protection of artists' rights are becoming more complex and contentious. The allegations of plagiarism in this case highlight the fine line between musical influence and outright copying. Many musicians are influenced by the work of others, often incorporating elements of various genres, melodies, and rhythms into their own music. In some cases, these influences result in innovative and original works, while in others, they can lead to accusations of theft. The difference between homage and infringement can be subjective, and legal battles like this one seek to define the boundaries of acceptable artistic borrowing. The Brazilian music industry has long faced challenges in securing recognition for its cultural contributions on the global stage. Despite the international success of artists like Gilberto Gil, Caetano Veloso, and Sergio Mendes, Brazilian music has often been marginalized or appropriated by foreign artists without proper acknowledgement. This has led to growing calls for greater protection of Brazilian musical traditions and more robust enforcement of intellectual property rights. The lawsuit filed by Toninho Geraes and the subsequent ruling in his favor are seen as part of a broader effort to address these issues and ensure that Brazilian music is given the respect and protection it deserves. As the legal proceedings continue, it remains to be seen how the case will evolve and what its ultimate impact will be on the music industry. If the injunction is upheld, Adele's song could be permanently removed from streaming platforms, setting a precedent for future cases involving allegations of plagiarism. On the other hand, if Adele and her record labels successfully challenge the ruling, it could reaffirm the complicated nature of musical influences and the difficulties of proving plagiarism in the music industry. Regardless of the outcome, this case has already sparked a wider conversation about the intersection of creativity, copyright, and cultural heritage. As artists, composers, and industry professionals continue to grapple with these issues, the Toninho Geraes versus Adele lawsuit will likely serve as a significant reference point for future legal battles over musical originality and intellectual property. For now, the case serves as a reminder of the importance of protecting the intellectual property rights of musicians and composers, especially in a world where the boundaries between inspiration and imitation are often blurred. As streaming services continue to dominate the music industry, ensuring that artists' works are properly credited and compensated will become an increasingly important issue. The outcome of this case could set important precedents for how the industry handles allegations of plagiarism and how artists are protected in the digital age. In the meantime, the Brazilian music community is watching closely, hoping that this legal victory will lead to greater recognition of their contributions to global music culture. For Toninho Geraes, the case represents not only a fight for justice, but also a broader push to preserve and protect the unique sounds and traditions of Brazil's rich musical heritage.